Sound waves pass through the pinna, then the auditory canal, then the eardrum. The eardrum vibrates. The vibrations are made louder by the hammer, anvil, and stirrup, which are called ossicles. These send the vibrations to the oval window, which channels the vibrations to the cochlea. The vibrations stimulate the hairs and fluid in the cochlea, which in turn stimulate nerve cells to send messages through the auditory nerve to the brain for recognition. The semicircular canal helps us to keep our balance. The eustachian tube helps to keep the pressure inside the eardrum and outside the eardrum the same. Deafness can be caused by a broken eardrum or too much noise, that is more than 120 decibels, or by damage to the middle ear. Hearing aids worn behind the ear can help people to hear. Frequency is the number of times an object vibrates per second to produce sound. It is measured in hertz, Hz. Sound and light get weaker as they move away from their source. An empty space is called a vacuum. Sound waves cannot travel across a vacuum, but light waves can. Light waves travel faster, or light travels faster than sound. Sound travels through mediums such as solid, liquid, and gas. Sound travels most quickly in solids, less quickly in liquids, and most slowly in gases. Intensity is the loudness of sound. Intensity is the loudness or softness of sound. It is measured in decibels, dB. Frequency and intensity describe sound. High frequency produce high pitch, and low frequency produce low pitch. High pitch sounds squeaky, like a child's voice. Low pitch sounds deep, like a man's voice. Pitch is changed by adjusting the length of the ear column. The shorter the ear column, the higher the pitch. The longer the ear column, the lower the pitch. The three main types of musical instruments are wind, percussion, and string. Wind instruments are blown into and include the horn and the trumpet. Percussion instruments are hit with the hand and include the drum and the cymbal. String instruments are plucked with the fingers and include the violin and viola. The pitch of musical instruments can be changed by changing the thickness, length, and tightness of the string. The thicker, longer, and looser the string of the musical instrument, the thicker, longer, and looser the string, the lower the pitch. In reverse, the thinner, shorter, and tighter the string, the higher the pitch. echo is the bouncing back of sound off a solid object. Sound waves are absorbed if they meet a soft surface such as a cushion or carpet. Bats use echo sounding to hunt for animals they eat, that is their prey. Prey. Sonar is a way of finding objects underwater by sound waves. So sound waves are absorbed if they meet a soft surface such as a cushion or carpet. That is why you can put your mouth in a pillow, for instance, or a cushion, and talk, and you don't hear as much sound because the sound is absorbed. Onto light. Light travels in a straight line. Light is either transmitted, reflected, or absorbed. So light is either transmitted, that means it goes somewhere. Reflected means that it comes back to you. Absorbed means that it's soaked up. Just like the sun is soaked up in the cushion or carpet or pillow. Transparent materials transmit all the light passing through them and are seen through easily. Translucent materials transmit some of the light passing through them and are not completely seen through. Opaque materials block all the light and are not seen through at all. So if you can't see through something, it is opaque. A shadow is formed when an opaque object is placed in front of a beam of light and blocks part of the light. The shadow will have the shape of the opaque object and will form on the side of the opaque object where the light is blocked. So example of an opaque object can be like a book. You can't see through the book, okay? So it is opaque. Your hand is also opaque. Your body is opaque. Refraction is the bending of light rays as it passes from one material to another. Light travels fastest in gases and slowest in solids. So that's the opposite of sound. Where sound travels fastest in solids. Sound travels fastest in solids and slowest in gases. Light travels fastest in gases and slowest in solids. Light is reflected when it hits a shiny object or a mirror. All objects, with the exception of black objects, reflect part or all of the light falling on them. The sun is the main source of Earth's natural light. Luminous or self-illuminating objects give off their own light. Non-luminous or illuminated objects shine by light being reflected on them from another object. A periscope allows persons to see around corners. A periscope contains mirrors. Below is a picture of a periscope. Submarines are one of the main users of periscopes. Submarines are warboats that float underwater. With the periscope, the crew of the submarine is able to see what goes on above the water. This is one type of periscope. So you can see the picture of a periscope. There is there's a soldier looking at a mirror, and you can see what is in the mirror at the top of the periscope. And that mirror at the top of the periscope is pointed on things that are happening outside of the water. Right? So they can see what is happening above the water from the mirror that is at the top of the periscope. And the mirror at the bottom where the soldier's eyes are can reflect the mirror. Reflect what is on the mirror at the top. So that's how they can see what is above the water. The focal point is the distance from an object to the lens or mirror. When light rays pass through a convex lens, they converge or come together. When light rays pass through a concave lens, they diverge or spread out. A prism is a clear glass or plastic shaped like a triangle that separates white light. When white light passes through a prism, it forms a spectrum of colors like a rainbow. The order of colors of a spectrum can be known by the initial Roy G. Biv. In Roy G. Biv, the R stands for red, the O stands for orange, the Y stands for yellow, the G stands for green, the B stands for blue, the I stands for indigo, which is light blue color, and the V stands for violet, which is the purple color, purple. So Roy G. Biv. A rainbow is seen when the sun shines through the rain. The primary colors are red, blue, and green. Primary colors mix to form white light. Thank you for watching. You should watch these GSAT videos over and over again until you know them from memory. Repetition is important. You can always message me if you have any questions or need further help using my email address, my Facebook page, or the telephone numbers that are shown on the screen. So bye bye for now. Bye bye.